Hey everyone, AmberFrmThVault here. Welcome back to another video here in the Suzerain series. Now, before we get back into it, I do want to say thank you so much to the publisher for giving me a review copy of this so I could play it for you all here today. But I did want to let you know too, just for the fun of it, I went ahead and actually looked up the reviews for this game because I've been having a lot of fun, but I was curious what other people had to say about it. And honestly, it looks like it's gotten really great reviews. It had a 9 out of 10 on Steam and it had an 81 on Metacritic. So I was really kind of surprised that so many people were into it since it is very text-based. But I have to say, it's been so much fun and I love that it makes me kind of think about things and I have to think about, well, what would the game, want me to do? And I think that it's such a cool idea for a game. So we're going to go ahead and get back into it and I will see you guys back in just a sec. All right, ladies and gents, we are ready to continue. Take a deep breath. Here we go. A few days later. I tried to do the SpongeBob voice. I'm not very good at it. Okay. Oh no, why are you building suspense? Oh, okay, it's a loading screen. I was like, I clicked. What's going on? Okay. Oh, that sound wasn't very good. Oh, we're not in chapter 2. Okay, I thought we were in chapter 2. Reports of best friends forever activity in the capital. Cool. Residence of the president of Sordland. Whole sword. That's a dinner. And then security briefing. Okay, so we're going to read the report first. So the British Freedom Front, or the best friends forever, have been caught in whole sword before they could execute a terrorist attack at a crowded rally. Both women are listed as wanted criminals and enemies of the state. Holy shit. Okay. They are attacking the National Front Party. Guys, stop. The best friends forever and the NFP should not be attacking one another. We don't need that right now. This is like the last thing we need right now is everybody to be attacking one another. Okay, let's read some other reports real quick. Weapons seized in Cultural Center. Okay, Young Swords. All I can think of is Young Turks. Cultural Center in Gen. Regulars of the place denied having knowledge about the weapons. Sure. Okay. 22 rifles and 2 machine guns. Only 2? Come on, guys. Okay. Communist Party leader suspected of bomb attack. An unattended bag in front of the NFP office in Valgan was destroyed by police on suspicions of a bomb threat, which were then verified. Oh gosh, okay. Wow, okay. Communist Party leader. Usually you don't have your leader do that. Come on, guys. Young Swords Youth Wing leader dead after terror attack. Holy crap, guys. Jacques Turine has claimed responsibility for the organized attack in the British market that resulted in the death of 7. Whoa, guys, this escalated overnight. I mean, that escalated quickly. His base of operations has been raided, and he was found dead inside with 2 bullet wounds in the back of the head. The scene was organized to make it look like a suicide. You can't shoot yourself in the back of the head. I mean, take it from me, the wildlife biologist. I know all about how you can't shoot yourself in the back of the head. Okay, so maybe I don't. I'm not a forensic scientist, but still, I don't think you can commit suicide by shooting yourself in the back of the head. So, illegal KA-74s. Nice, those AK-47s. Alright, a cache found in Rumberg, made weapons, including, that's too much. We're just gonna call them AKs, because my brain has to go there. No suspects have been detained. Okay. Damn, country! What you doing? Police understaffed. Narbel has reported that it is currently too understaffed to deal with the ongoing political violence. Okay. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. We have been receiving reports of a lack of equipment and staff from the police in Esterd. Okay. 12-hour shifts to suppress the protests to no avail. What are they protesting? I think that's the question we should be asking. Oh my god! Reinforcements and tear gas? No! No, I'm not gonna give you tear gas! That should be illegal anyway! Okay, the Ribéry Police Department raided the local Communist Party office after alleged attacks organized by one of their members. Okay. Oh my god, guys. Can y'all just chill a little bit? Okay. Hortine critiques trade. Leader of Agnolia has diplomatically critiqued the imbalance of trade between our countries. Concerns were raised over how much more Sordland profits from net trade. Legit. Okay. Well then. That's not the only thing. Nope, there's one more. Okay, here we go. Whew. Okay, warns traders. Pathway from the mountains to Bergia that allowed traders of the state escaping to Sordland. Border security be increased. Well, I guess that sounds great, but I don't know if I want to put up border security. I don't really know how I feel about borders to begin with. Alright, after a long day at the palace, I was finally home. I thanked Serge and walked through the front gates, nodding at the two guards as I went by. Even as I turned the doorknob, I could hear Deanna rushing down the stairs to greet me. I'm not gonna cry. I opened the door and there she was, standing in front of me with expectant eyes. Papa, you're home! There's my beautiful princess. There's my little bright one. That's what I'm gonna say. There's my little bright one. Women are more than their looks. I lifted Deanna up and hugged her while trying to put the keys in the tray next to the entrance. She was growing fast. Lifting her was no longer as easy as it once was. Let's see, how was school? Deanna, boring. I liked my old school better. I put her down and her expression turned serious. Papa, are the bad men gone? Oh. I will never let anyone hurt you, ever. Okay, Papa. Deanna dashed down the hallway. Mama, Papa's here! Monica appeared next to the kitchen door. She was wearing an apron and holding a spatula in her hand. Deanna, what did I tell you? No running in the house. Yes, Mama. Monica approached me and kissed me on the cheek. A tantalizing smell wafted from the kitchen behind her. Let's see, how was your day, dear? How was your day, dear? Terrific. I finally got to do some grocery shopping, just like the old times, and I'm making your favorite. You mean... Yes, zabla. Zabla was one of my hometown specialities, a chickpea stew topped with beef braised in tomatoes and Bergian spices traditionally served in a clay pot. It was absolutely my favorite dish, especially paired with cabbage? I'm so sorry, cabbage? A potent, unfiltered wine from my region. Ooh, okay. It's my lucky day. What's the occasion? Monica. No occasion. I just wanted to cheer everyone up a bit. Her smile faded and she lowered her voice so that Deanna wouldn't hear, especially after what happened at the ball. I'm worried, Anton, for you, for the children, and for the country. Deanna suddenly appeared next to us. Mama! Yes, sweetheart? I'm hungry. We'll eat in just a minute. Will you help me set the table? Anton, can you tell Frank that it's time to come down for dinner? He's been sulking in his room all day. Monica started taking out the china while I headed upstairs to fetch my son. Loud rock and roll music echoed down the hall from his room. I caught a faint hint of cigarette smoke. We're gonna knock on the door. I knocked on the door. Respect your children's privacy. There was no response. Knock on the door. I knocked on the door again. There was still no response. Frank turned down that racket and opened the door. Okay. The stereo in Frank's room clicked off. All right. He unlocked and opened the door. What do you want? Let's turn those records up louder next time, won't you? I don't think the neighbors heard. Hand over those cigarettes and join your family for dinner. Food is ready. I'm gonna say hand over those cigarettes and join your family for dinner. You smoke, don't you? I'm old enough to do what I want. Let's see. I'm trying to quit that nasty habit. Okay, I'm trying to quit that nasty habit, and you ought to stop while you still can. Frank heaved a heavy sigh, handed me the packet, and headed downstairs. I followed him to the living room. The table was prepared and Monica was loading food onto the plates. Come on, have a seat. It won't be as tasty if it's cold. As we started eating, the room went quiet. Monica's cooking was as delicious as ever, but I had a feeling that wasn't the reason nobody spoke. Monica was the first to break the silence. Say, did you know that they refurbished the grocery store? I don't know if you remember the owner. He's been there every day for the past 30 years. Can you imagine doing the same job for so long? What if you were president for 20 years, for example? Let's say I don't want this country to suffer under another soul. Agreed. That must never happen again. Anyway, the grocer really is a nice person. He threw in some extra vegetables with my... Frank suddenly slammed his hands on the table, rattling the china. Monica, Deanna, and I stared at him. So this is how it's going to be? We're just going to sit here and act like nothing happened? Dad, you could have been killed. Mom could have been killed. Any one of us could have died. Deanna's lower lip started trembling. Monica put her hand on Frank's shoulder. Okay. Frank, you know I would never let anything happen to you or Deanna, even if it cost me my life. I want to say, and yet we are still alive, because I don't want to imply that, like, I'm willing to die, son, because that's going to make them feel horrible. Like, I don't know. Frank, you know I would never let anything happen to you or Deanna, even if it cost me my life. I know, but still. How old is Deanna supposed to be? Doesn't say. Okay. Can you at least tell me if something's being done about this? It was real close, Dad. All right. My security assured me that they took all the necessary steps. The same security that let a person get shot in front of the palace? Frank, listen to your father. If your father says we don't need to worry, then we don't need to worry. You have to trust him. Monica turned to me. We all have to trust each other. Things calmed down for a bit. We finished our food in silence. Frank got up and retreated back to his room. Sorry. Monica lifted Deanna up and plopped her in front of the living room TV before returning to the table. She sat down across from me. Anton, he is still young. I know, but there's not much longer we can shield him from the ugliness of the world. That's what I think I would pick. I don't want to say that, oh, he's going to make bad decisions, because I did, because he's a kid. Monica, he's scared, Anton, and frankly, he isn't the only one. I promise if there's truly any threat to this family, you'll be the first to know. I feel like we need to put her at ease. She got up, stood behind me, and massaged my shoulders for a moment before leaving me alone in the dining room. I sat alone at the table and drained my glass of kebbage. Had I been lying to Frank and Deanna? Was the threat to my family truly over? Time would tell. It's not lying if that's what you think in the moment. Oh, okay. Before we do that, let's read the news real quick. Okay, so protests across Sordland. Oh, here we go. So this will hopefully tell me what our protests are actually about. So erupted around Sordland after the death of Bernard's circus, many of which started peaceful but soon turned violent. Protesters with red youth flags were seen in most central cities. Okay. Sit-ins broken up by riot police. Why? Why? If they're just holding a sit-in, I'm sorry, but fuck the fact that the police responded by using tear gas on them and water cannons? Why aren't we doing something about that? That's not right. They have every right to protest the fact that somebody was murdered in front of the palace. I mean, I don't care if they don't agree with him or not. Let's see. All right, large rallies, large red youth. Okay. Brought the city to a standstill. That's how you... Okay. Anyway, I can see where this game is just challenging all my little... It's going to make me act on all the little things that I want to act on. But again, we have to remember it's a game. So someone has programmed it, and they have programmed it the way they believe things will happen or the way things will respond. So we have to remember we have to try to get into what the game wants. I keep seeing United Cortana and wanting to say Cortana. United Cortana. All right, so vandalized shops. Okay. Bluedish and Anglo-Swordish minorities. The shop owners who defended themselves were wounded in the attacks. NFP office burned. Okay. Murder was a method of the past. Okay. A member of the Young Swords assassinating a member of the Assembly clearly shows that they are willing to use extreme actions. Well, that one person was. It doesn't... You can't assume that gives everyone in that group a bad name. Economists. The only way out of the recession, bailing out businesses. Oh, really? Okay. So, we read the news, so let's do the security briefing. Alright. I arrived in front of the doors leading to the Situation Room. Today's security briefing was arranged in 2 parts, starting with internal matters and moving on to external matters after a short break. Whew. The Minister of the Interior, Lelis Graf, and the Minister of Justice and Law, Nia Morgna, gosh, I'm so sorry, I'm so bad at names, would join us for the first part, the law enforcement briefing. For the second part, the Minister of Defense. You know, I think that's an I, and I'm just realizing now that I think it's an I, not an L. I've been saying Losif, but I just realized it wouldn't be an L. Oh my gosh, I've been saying his name wrong this whole time, and I feel like a complete idiot. And I'm gonna completely be honest that I do not know how to say that with a I. I have no idea how to say this now. So, in a way that's not gonna shock any of you, we are going to learn how to pronounce this. Apparently it is Russian? Okay. Yes, I do not speak Russian at all.
Yosef.
Yosef? Let's try that again.
Yosef.
Yosef. Okay. I think that's hard to say. Yosef. Okay, now that we know, I am so sorry that I was calling him Losif before. Yosef Lencia, okay, would join with a few high-ranking officials, including the Chief of the Armed Forces, Valken Kruger. And yes, I will look up a name if I really don't know how to say it. I know I mentioned this before, but especially lately, I've been trying really hard to say people's names correctly if I can, just because your name is your name, and even though this is a game, and I know it's like not as important in games, I've had my name pronounced wrong a good amount of my life. For some reason, people don't want to call me Amber, they want to call me Amanda, and this is something that like growing up really bothered me, that I would constantly get called Amanda, and it's still happening. I'm a teacher today, and now I still get people calling me Amanda, like parents and group leaders and other educators, and it drives me nuts because my name is Amber, it's not Amanda. So I'm trying to do everybody's names properly because I know what it's like to have your name said wrong or to be called by the incorrect name. So sorry if it feels like I took a lot of time to talk about that, but just if you can learn someone's name, please do. It's really important. Okay, so I opened the door. Lucien, Nia, and Lelis rose from their seats. Lucien, sir. All right. I kind of want to nod at him like, yo. I nodded at Lucien and sat down. Everyone in the room sat down except for Lucien. He put on his glasses and went through the documents in front of him. Shortly after, he raised his head to address the attendees. Mr. President, ladies, we will kick off today's meeting with an internal security briefing. I just realized how many women I have in my cabinet, and that rocks, just saying. I am assuming everyone has already been over the agenda. We all have busy schedules, so without further ado, I will jump into our first topic. As we feared, the political atmosphere has worsened. You're telling me, Naya. The reports around the country indicate that tensions are rising as we feared. Lucian. What is the status on the Bernard Circus investigation? Lelis. I have received news this morning that the investigation into the murder has been concluded. Okay, please enlighten us. The more we know, the better. I don't want to say great news. I feel like that's weird. Great! The investigation into a murder is finished. I don't know, that feels very dark. So please enlighten us. Lelis. After further research and testimonies, we have confirmed the intention and also the events leading up to the shooting. A few days prior, members of the Red Youth initiated a violent attack on a Young Swords local leader in Gen. We believe the Young Swords then called for revenge, leading to the death of Mr. Circus. Since he often spoke against the Young Swords and nationalist sentiments in the assembly, he was a big target, not to mention his radical communist views. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching me play Suzerain. If you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to all the YouTube things. If you'd like to check out more of my videos, there should be 2 on the screen there over on the right side. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, go ahead and click on that picture of my big dumb face on the left. Click that, click on the bell icon if you'd like to be notified every time I post a brand new video. And those people right there in the middle, those are my patrons over on Patreon. Those are the people who really make this channel what it is, and I would appreciate if you guys would drop them a follow over on Twitter. Those are all their Twitter handles. Or maybe if you would just say thank you to them, because that's the only reason I can really have this channel is because of these fantastic people. So thank you so much to that. If you're interested in learning more about the Patreon yourself and getting your own exclusive content, like my entire playthrough of Skyrim, you can go ahead and check that out. It is in the lower left-hand corner in that box. We're going to go ahead and get out of here, guys, but I will see you in the next one.